Angel says listen carefully, because what is being revealed now is not imagination, not hope, and not emotional comfort, it is a sealed declaration from the divine order. Angel says 2026 is already written, already approved, already activated in the unseen, and nothing that happens between now and then can cancel what has been locked in. Angel says you were guided here because your soul is ready to receive truth without fear, and that truth is this: someone younger than you is being prepared to step forward and claim you openly as their partner, not hesitantly, not temporarily, but with certainty and intention. This will not arrive as confusion or games, it will arrive as clarity, stability, and recognition, because this soul already knows who you are before they ever reach you. Angel says the shock you feel is not about age, it is about timing. You assumed delays meant denial, but heaven was only refining alignment. You were not being overlooked, you were being preserved. Your maturity was never meant to leave you alone, it was meant to position you for a union that could actually hold you. This younger partner does not see your depth as pressure, they see it as safety. They are drawn to the way you stand firm, the way you do not beg, the way you walk away from what disrespects you. They recognize strength without arrogance, softness without weakness, and wisdom without control. That recognition is rare, and that is why this connection is protected. Angel says understand this clearly, younger does not mean unprepared. This soul has already walked through disappointment, restraint, and solitude. They have learned the cost of immaturity and the value of commitment. They are not approaching you to experiment, they are approaching because they are ready to choose. They do not feel intimidated by your experience, they respect it. They do not feel threatened by your independence, they admire it. They do not want to compete with your past, they want to build a future with you. This is why their energy feels calm, grounded, and intentional even before arrival. Angel says you may have already sensed them through sudden warmth, unexplainable peace, or moments where your heart softened without reason. These were not fantasies, they were energetic confirmations. Alignment always speaks before manifestation. While you were focused on healing, this soul was learning discipline. While you were learning boundaries, they were learning patience. While you were choosing yourself, they were preparing to choose you. Nothing about this is accidental, and nothing about it is rushed. Divine unions move quietly until they move decisively. Angel says when this person enters your life, there will be no chasing. Their presence will be steady, their words will match their actions, and their intentions will be spoken clearly. You will not feel the need to decode behavior or read between lines. This may feel unfamiliar at first, because your nervous system learned to survive unpredictability, but safety will slowly replace vigilance. Around them, your body will relax, your mind will quiet, and your heart will stop bracing for disappointment. This is how divine partnership announces itself, through peace, not chaos. Angel says this union is not based on intensity, it is based on stability. It will not pull you into emotional extremes, it will anchor you into balance. Conversations will flow naturally, silence will feel comfortable, and laughter will come easily. You will notice how seen you feel without having to explain yourself repeatedly. You will feel understood without being examined. This connection does not demand performance, it invites authenticity. Both of you meet as equals, not as fixer and fixed, not as teacher and student, but as two prepared souls choosing each other. Angel says your past relationships were not failures, they were preparation. Each one taught you discernment, patience, and self-respect. Each disappointment refined your standards. This is why you will not overextend or overgive this time. You will receive as much as you offer. The younger partner understands this balance instinctively. They do not seek to be completed, they seek to build. They do not run from responsibility, they step into it. Their maturity is revealed not through words, but through consistency. Angel says do not allow old narratives to interfere with divine truth. Society measures readiness by age, heaven measures it by alignment. You are not being asked to lower your expectations, you are being asked to release outdated assumptions. This partner will not make you feel older or younger, they will make you feel matched. Together, seriousness softens and joy returns. You remain grounded, while becoming lighter. This balance restores parts of you that learn to carry everything alone. Angel says 2026 carries covenant energy for you. This is not a fleeting romance or a lesson connection. This is about shared vision, shared values, and shared responsibility. Plans will form naturally, not forcefully. Commitment will feel assumed, not negotiated. The bond strengthens through everyday consistency, not grand gestures. Love will show up in reliability, not intensity. This is the kind of partnership that grows roots instead of sparks. Angel says you are allowed to desire this without guilt. You are allowed to want stability, devotion, and mutual choosing. You do not need to justify your longing or minimize your hope. Your endurance already qualified you. What you survived did not harden you, it refined you. Now, you are ready to receive without fear and give without losing yourself. Angel says remain open, not guarded. Remain discerning, not suspicious. Remain present, not anxious. What is meant for you is already moving toward you with clarity and purpose. If your heart feels tender now, let it be, because truth carries weight. Quietly acknowledge this alignment with gratitude. If you feel guided, stay connected to messages that strengthen your faith and clarity, because alignment grows where attention rests. Angel says rest now, because the claiming energy has already begun, and your heart will recognize it the moment it arrives. Angel says now let this truth settle deeper, because what is unfolding is not only about love arriving, it is about your life reorganizing itself to support that love. Angel says when this younger partner begins to step closer, you will notice subtle shifts before obvious ones. Your priorities will naturally realign. Things that once drained you will lose their grip. Old attachments will loosen without force. This is not loss, this is space being created. Angel says divine unions require room, not chaos, and your life is being gently adjusted to receive what can stay. Angel says this connection will not pull you away from yourself, it will bring you back into yourself more fully. Around this person, you will not feel the need to over-explain your emotions or justify your boundaries. They will sense when to speak and when to be silent. They will recognize when you need closeness and when you need space. This intuitive understanding is not accidental, it is the result of two healed awareness fields meeting. Angel says this is why conversations feel nourishing instead of draining. You leave interactions feeling clearer, not confused. Angel says you may be surprised by how emotionally regulated this younger partner is. They do not escalate unnecessarily. They do not withdraw to punish. They do not manipulate through silence or intensity. Instead, they address things directly, calmly, and with accountability. Angel says this steadiness will slowly dissolve any lingering fear you carry about instability. You will begin to trust again, not because you force yourself to, but because your body feels safe enough to do so. This is how healing completes itself, not through effort, but through consistent safety. Angel says this relationship teaches you a new rhythm of love. Not highs and lows, but steadiness and flow. Not obsession, but presence. Not anxiety, but assurance. You will notice that time together feels expansive rather than consuming. You still feel like yourself, but more supported. You still have your independence, but less loneliness. Angel says this is the harmony you were always meant to experience, partnership without self-abandonment. Angel says this younger soul respects structure and responsibility. They are not intimidated by planning, routine, or long-term vision. In fact, they feel grounded by it. They do not see commitment as limitation, they see it as foundation. Angel says this is why discussions about the future do not feel heavy or premature. They arise naturally, woven into everyday moments. There is no pressure, because there is no uncertainty about intention. Angel says you will notice how conflict is handled differently here. Disagreements do not turn into power struggles. Emotions are not weaponized. Both of you choose understanding over ego. Angel says this is because both of you value the connection more than being right. This creates emotional safety that deepens trust over time. Slowly, intimacy grows not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. Angel says this partnership does not require you to perform strength constantly. You are allowed to be soft here. You are allowed to be tired, uncertain, or vulnerable without fearing abandonment. The younger partner does not lose respect for your humanity. They deepen their respect through it. Angel says this is where real intimacy forms, in shared honesty without judgment. Angel says observe how your nervous system responds. You sleep more peacefully. Your appetite balances. Your thoughts slow. These are signs of alignment. Love that is meant for you regulates you, it does not dysregulate you. Angel says this is a clear marker of divine approval. Angel says there will be moments where you reflect on the age difference, but those thoughts will fade as lived experience replaces assumption. Daily interactions will prove readiness more than numbers ever could. You will see responsibility in actions, loyalty in consistency, and maturity in emotional presence. Angel says wisdom reveals itself through behavior, not through years. Angel says this connection supports your purpose rather than distracting from it. Your goals feel clearer. Your focus sharpens. Instead of pulling you off path, this partnership walks beside you on it. The younger partner does not compete with your ambition, they encourage it. They celebrate your growth without feeling threatened. This mutual support strengthens both of you. Angel says this is not a relationship that requires constant reassurance. Trust builds organically through repeated experience. Promises are kept. Words align with actions. Over time, certainty replaces questioning. Angel says this is the difference between desire and devotion. Angel says as 2026 approaches, remain grounded in the present. Do not rush the unfolding. What is meant to be solid cannot be hurried. Allow life to continue aligning pieces naturally. Your role is not to control, but to remain receptive and honest. Angel says remember this, love that arrives with peace is not boring, it is stable. Love that feels calm is not weak, it is secure. Love that grows slowly is not delayed, it is protected. Angel says what is forming is not fragile. It is intentional, rooted, and divinely supported. Stay open. Stay present. What is approaching is built to last. Angel says as this connection continues to take shape, you will begin to notice changes within yourself that feel subtle yet profound. Angel says you will respond differently to situations that once triggered you. Your reactions will soften. Your need to control outcomes will lessen. This is not because you care less, but because you trust more. Angel says trust grows naturally when consistency replaces uncertainty. In this space, you will no longer feel the urge to protect your heart aggressively. You will protect it through clarity instead. Angel says this younger partner brings a mirror into your life, not to expose flaws, but to reflect how far you have come. Around them, you will recognize your own growth. You will see how your communication has matured, how your boundaries are firm yet gentle, how your emotions are expressed without fear. Angel says this reflection brings pride rather than shame. You no longer question whether you are too much or not enough. You simply are, and that is fully received. Angel says this relationship deepens through emotional transparency. Conversations move beyond surface topics without force. You share thoughts without rehearsing them. You speak feelings without filtering them for acceptance. Angel says the younger partner listens with presence, not defensiveness. They do not rush to fix, dismiss, or redirect. They hold space, and in that space, intimacy grows. This is how emotional safety turns into emotional depth. Angel says you may notice how your past patterns attempt to resurface briefly. Moments of doubt. Old fears whispering that stability cannot last. Angel says do not judge yourself for this. Awareness does not mean failure. Healing is not the absence of old thoughts, it is the ability to not be ruled by them. Angel says each time you choose trust over fear, you reinforce the foundation of this union. Angel says the younger partner is also evolving through this connection. They become more grounded, more patient, more purposeful. Being with you inspires responsibility rather than resistance. Angel says this is because true partnerships elevate both souls. There is no imbalance of power here. Each of you strengthens the other without losing yourselves. Angel says you will experience a new kind of emotional intimacy, one that does not depend on intensity or constant reassurance. Presence becomes enough. Small gestures carry meaning. Simple check-ins feel profound. Angel says love reveals itself in reliability, in remembering, in showing up even when it is inconvenient. These are the quiet markers of devotion. Angel says conflict, when it arises, becomes a place of growth rather than fear. You do not retreat into silence. You do not escalate into defense. Instead, you pause, reflect, and communicate. Angel says both of you understand that disagreement does not threaten connection. This understanding dissolves the fear of abandonment that once lived quietly within you. Angel says you may find yourself dreaming again, not as escape, but as shared vision. Conversations about the future feel collaborative rather than uncertain. Plans feel flexible yet intentional. Angel says this is because both of you understand commitment as a living choice, not a rigid promise. You choose each other daily through actions, not just words. Angel says this partnership also teaches you rest. You no longer feel the need to stay alert or hyper-aware. Your body learns that love does not always arrive with urgency. It can arrive with patience. Angel says rest is a sign of safety. When your nervous system relaxes, your intuition sharpens. You begin to trust your inner knowing again. Angel says notice how your creativity returns, how your focus improves, how your energy stabilizes. These are not coincidences. Love that aligns with your soul fuels your life rather than draining it. Angel says this is why your purpose feels clearer, your motivation steadier, your direction stronger. Angel says the younger partner does not distract you from your path, they walk beside you on it. They respect your calling and support your discipline. They do not compete for attention, they contribute to your growth. Angel says this mutual respect forms the backbone of lasting union. Angel says there will be moments of joy that feel simple yet profound. Shared laughter. Quiet evenings. Ordinary days that feel full. These moments anchor the relationship more deeply than dramatic highs ever could. Angel says this is how love matures, through presence rather than performance. Angel says your identity does not dissolve in this partnership. It strengthens. You remain whole, autonomous, and self-aware. The younger partner celebrates this rather than fearing it. Angel says this balance allows both of you to grow without resentment. Angel says as time unfolds, certainty replaces curiosity. You no longer wonder where you stand. You know. This knowing does not come from constant affirmation, it comes from lived experience. Angel says peace becomes the dominant emotion. Angel says if doubts arise, observe them without attachment. Let actions speak louder than fears. Consistency will always calm the mind. Angel says trust what feels grounded. Trust what feels steady. Trust what feels calm. Angel says this phase is about integration. Integrating love into life rather than rearranging life around love. Angel says this is the mark of a mature union. Angel says remain present. Remain honest. Remain open. What is forming continues to deepen quietly, powerfully, and with divine support. Angel says as this bond strengthens, you will begin to notice how your inner world stabilizes in ways you once thought were only possible in isolation. Angel says love no longer feels like something you must manage or monitor. It becomes a steady presence that supports you quietly. You will realize that your thoughts are clearer, your emotions are more regulated, and your sense of self feels anchored. This is because partnership is no longer threatening your independence, it is reinforcing it. The younger partner does not crowd your identity. They respect your inner space and honor your individuality. Angel says this respect creates trust without effort. Angel says daily life with this person feels balanced. You will notice how responsibilities are shared naturally, without scorekeeping or resentment. Effort flows both ways. Care is mutual. You are no longer the only one anticipating needs or holding emotional weight. Angel says this equality restores parts of you that learned to carry too much alone. You feel supported without feeling dependent. You feel chosen without feeling possessed. This balance allows love to deepen without pressure. Angel says communication continues to evolve into something effortless and honest. Difficult topics are not avoided, but they are approached gently. There is patience in listening and intention in responding. Angel says you no longer fear being misunderstood, because this partner seeks understanding rather than defense. Even when perspectives differ, respect remains intact. This emotional maturity builds a foundation that does not crack under stress. Angel says the younger partner remains consistent even during challenging moments. They do not disappear when things become uncomfortable. They do not shift their energy unpredictably. Angel says their steadiness becomes a safe place for you to rest. You learn that love does not require constant intensity to stay alive. It requires presence, reliability, and care. This realization changes how you experience connection at a core level. Angel says you may reflect on how different this feels from past relationships. There is no anxiety driving closeness. There is no fear fueling attachment. Instead, there is choice. Each day, both of you choose to engage, to show up, to nurture what you share. Angel says this conscious choosing strengthens commitment more than obligation ever could. Angel says intimacy deepens in layers. Emotional closeness grows first, followed by trust, followed by a sense of belonging. Physical closeness becomes an extension of emotional safety rather than a substitute for it. Angel says this alignment allows vulnerability to feel natural instead of risky. You are able to express needs without fear of rejection. You are able to receive care without guilt. Angel says your past no longer dictates your expectations. You stop anticipating disappointment. You stop bracing for withdrawal. Angel says your body learns a new pattern, one where love remains steady even when circumstances shift. This stability allows you to invest emotionally without losing yourself. Angel says the younger partner respects your boundaries instinctively. They do not push when you hesitate. They do not retreat when you assert yourself. Angel says this mutual respect creates a dynamic where honesty is valued more than harmony. Conflicts become opportunities for understanding rather than threats to connection. Angel says over time, routines form that feel grounding. Shared habits, shared rituals, shared moments of quiet. These are not dramatic, but they are meaningful. Angel says stability is built through repetition, through showing up consistently, through being reliable when it matters. This is how trust solidifies. Angel says you will notice how your sense of future feels calmer. There is no urgency to control outcomes. Plans unfold naturally. Conversations about long-term goals feel collaborative rather than uncertain. Angel says this ease comes from shared values and aligned intentions. You are moving in the same direction, even when paths temporarily diverge. Angel says this relationship does not isolate you from the world. It integrates smoothly into your life. Friendships remain intact. Passions continue. Purpose stays clear. Angel says love that is meant for you enhances your world rather than shrinking it. Angel says you begin to experience gratitude more often. Gratitude for peace. Gratitude for consistency. Gratitude for being met where you are. Angel says this gratitude strengthens the bond quietly. Appreciation replaces expectation. Angel says moments of joy arrive unexpectedly. Laughter during ordinary tasks. Comfort in shared silence. A sense of belonging that feels earned rather than assumed. Angel says these moments accumulate, creating a deep reservoir of trust. Angel says you are no longer proving your worth in this connection. You are simply living it. The younger partner recognizes your value without requiring demonstration. Angel says this allows you to relax into yourself fully. Angel says challenges will still exist, but they will not destabilize the bond. You face them together, with patience and cooperation. Angel says resilience grows through shared problem solving rather than avoidance. Angel says this phase is about embodiment. Love is no longer an idea or hope. It is lived experience. It is present in daily choices, mutual care, and emotional responsibility. Angel says this is the foundation of lasting union. Angel says remain grounded in this stability. Allow it to continue shaping you gently. What is forming is not fragile. It is rooted, intentional, and capable of growth. Angel says this final phase is about recognition, because by now you no longer question what this connection is becoming. You feel it in how naturally your life has adjusted, how your heart has softened without losing strength, how peace has replaced vigilance. Angel says love has not taken you away from yourself, it has returned you to yourself. You are no longer bracing for endings. You are present in continuity. This is how you know this union is real. Angel says you will look back one day and realize that the most powerful part of this journey was not the arrival, but the way everything aligned quietly to support it. Nothing was forced. Nothing was rushed. Every delay protected you. Every lesson refined you. Angel says what once felt like waiting was actually preparation for stability. Angel says this younger partner did not come to change you, they came to meet you where you already are. They did not come to rescue you, they came to walk beside you. They did not come to consume your world, they came to build within it. Angel says this is why love feels calm instead of overwhelming. You are not losing yourself. You are sharing yourself. Angel says notice how your standards no longer feel heavy. Boundaries are respected without negotiation. Effort is mutual without request. Care is consistent without reminders. Angel says these are not small things. These are the foundations of lasting partnership. Angel says you are no longer trying to be chosen. You already are. This knowing settles deep within you. You do not question loyalty. You do not test affection. You trust what you experience. Angel says certainty does not shout. It rests. Angel says your heart now understands something your mind once struggled with. Love does not have to hurt to be real. It does not have to be dramatic to be meaningful. It does not have to be unstable to feel intense. Angel says true intensity is found in consistency, in showing up, in choosing again and again. Angel says the age difference no longer carries weight, because experience has replaced assumption. Actions have spoken louder than fears. Presence has proven more than promises. Angel says maturity revealed itself through responsibility, emotional availability, and devotion. Angel says you have stepped into a season where love supports your nervous system instead of challenging it. You feel regulated, grounded, and emotionally clear. Angel says this is alignment. When love is right, your body knows before your mind explains. Angel says do not romanticize the past or fear the future. Stay anchored in what is real now. What is built slowly endures. What is chosen daily remains. Angel says this connection is not perfect, but it is honest. It is not effortless, but it is balanced. It does not avoid challenges, but it faces them together. Angel says this is what makes it strong. Angel says you are no longer walking alone. Not because you needed someone to complete you, but because you are ready to share life with someone who matches your depth and steadiness. Angel says let gratitude replace anticipation. Let presence replace worry. Let trust replace overthinking. Angel says this chapter does not end in uncertainty. It settles into continuity. What has been sealed will continue to unfold with clarity and care. Angel says you are safe to receive this love. You are ready to keep it. Angel says this is where the message rests, not in hope, but in knowing.